Okay, we are going to graph systems of inequalities. So just like we've been graphing systems, you're going to get this time two inequalities, and you're going to have to tell me where those two inequalities intersect, or you're going to have to tell me their solution. So we are first going to graph each line. So I'm going to first graph y is less than 1 or negative x plus 1. So that's what that line looks like. And then remember, because we're graphing inequalities, this is y is less than, so I have a dotted line and I need to shade below the line. The next inequality is y is less than or equal to 2x plus 3, so I would graph the 2x plus 3. This time I have a solid line because we have equal to, but again, this is also less than, so I'm going to shade below my line. So for inequalities, what we have is you'll always have two shadings, and the solution is where these two shades intersect. So we get two intersecting lines, and these two intersecting lines give us four regions. So we have this region at the top that has no shading. We have this region on the left that only has a purple shading. The region on the right only has the tan shading, and then the region at the bottom has both shadings. So this region where the two shades intersect is our solution. So your final answer to this system needs to be the two lines and the shaded region where both shades intersect. So that's what your final graph would look like. And any solution, this has multiple solutions. Any point in the shaded region would be a solution to the system. And also any point along this line, because it can be equal to, can be a solution. But along this dotted line, it could not be a solution. Okay, so here is our second example. And just like when we've been graphing inequalities, they both may not be in y equals, so you may have to solve for y. Just be careful with both of these because they have a -1 at y that you would actually be dividing by a negative. So the first inequality, when I solve for y, I'm going to get y is greater than x plus 1. When I divide it by the -1, I have to change the direction of my inequality sign. The second equation, when you solve for y, you're going to get y is less than x minus 3. I'm going to graph both of these lines. So we're going to graph the x plus 1. It's a dotted line. And I need to shade above the line. And now I'm going to graph the x minus 3. It's a dotted line. And it's a less than, so I'm going to shade below the line. So this would be an example where we have parallel lines, but our shadings do not intersect each other. So there is no solution to this system. So when I asked for you to solve the system or I asked for the solution, your answer would be no solution. Here's our third example. We're going to graph x is greater than 5. So at 5 on the x-axis, I will have a dotted line. And x is greater, so greater than that line will be to the right. And then y is less than or equal to 4. I'm going to have a line on the y-axis at 4. And it's a line because I have the equal to. And then this I should be shading below. So again, I have four regions. I have a region that has no shading, a region that has purple shading, a region that has the tan shading, and then the region that has both shadings. So your solution will be where the two shades intersect. So your final graph should look like this. You should have your lines, and then the solution is only the shaded region and the solid line along the shaded region, any point on the solid line along the shaded region. I hope you learned something new, and I look forward to having you in class.